Welcome back, everybody, to the Z-Man Show. Mike here, as we're taking a look at the very end of Dead City. Only 6 episodes in. This one called Doma Smo, which apparently is Croatian for "we are home." And there was a lot of references made in this between the Croat speaking to Negan tonight. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about, was this episode good or bad? Or did it feel like it really tied up what it needed to do for the 6 small episodes that we had for Dead City? And I'm honestly torn on this one, guys. I'm not quite sure where I'm at. Like, it definitely wasn't a bad episode, but I guess it just kind of stuck more to like the drama and emotion, which is obviously very important. It's obviously very important when it comes to a zombie show, I guess, and building the character development. But I don't know. I guess I just maybe expected a few other things, but again, not a bad deal. I enjoyed Dead City overall. Let's just get that out of the way first. But let's talk about some of the things that happened tonight. So first, just kind of hitting off Jenny, okay? Just getting that out of the way. So Negan needed to dump her and pretty much send her back to the bricks so that way she can get out of the way so he can do his thing. I think he knew that whatever's going to happen, he may not be coming back. He won't be able to protect her if she's in the way. We find out that, well, at least what he says is that he killed Jenny's father. He was part of the 4, I guess, with a magistrate that tried to rob his wife. And anyways, he says that he killed him, and then I guess tracked her down, I guess, so he could take care of her or something. So there was a little bit of confusion in this conversation, in my thoughts, because obviously he was driving her away. Like, he was trying to be mean, right? I think we all picked up on that part. But did he actually? I guess he did kill him, because I couldn't tell that he was lying per se. But I think he just wanted to use that in a lot darker way. Instead of feeling remorseful for it, he's just like, I did what I had to do, and just, just saying, you got to go now, and clearly that did the trick. She went away pretty willingly. Maggie, and I guess, and him do this like little cat and mouse thing for a little while, trying to fight each other. And I really kind of liked how Negan, it's weird, like in some ways he was like holding back, like not really trying to whoop Maggie's butt, even though I think it was pretty clear that he was going to devastate her pretty much, and whoop her tail. But he kept like kind of throwing punches, saying, Maggie, let's not do this, or whatever, even though I think he figured out pretty quickly that it was going to be some kind of exchange thing. He knew it. She knew she got caught. And so, the battle scenes between the two of them fighting it out, not bad. I still think that he could have just completely decimated her, but she held her own for a bit. But I mean, she wanted to kill him. She was throwing knives. She stabbed him, and after she stabbed him, I was like, oh, it's on now. And he kicked her really hard off of that platform, and she fell down, and then he finally had the knife against her throat. So anyways, pretty cool scenes, I guess, of them fighting it out. But I think the point of this, and what we keep going back to over and over and over again, is, can Maggie ever get over this? So it's been like 10 years. I think I even lost track of time. I had to look it up. But I think it's been around 10 years since the death of Glenn. And so should she have to forget and forgive Negan for what he did? No, not necessarily. Although I know a lot of people in our world, like, they feel like they have to forgive, otherwise they'll never move on. Well, I guess there might be some damn truth to that, because Maggie has definitely not moved on. So much so that it's hurt and maybe even destroyed her relationship with Herschel. It seems like we found out a little bit too tonight that that's where a lot of that animosity is. Herschel he doesn't feel like he has a connection with his mom, because all she ever cares about is Negan trying to kill him or get him out of her brain, and this and that. It's never about just building, their lives together. Good point. The kid had a point. And so, at that moment where I guess there's the transfer between the Croat and Negan coming over, and then them getting Herschel back. Herschel does not look happy to see his mom at all, and I kind of felt bad for Maggie a little bit, because you could tell like she wants to be with him so bad, and she was, so happy to see him alive. But it was just kind of devastating to know that I don't even think he really wanted to go back with his mom, and we'll hit on that in a second with the Dama and this so-called relationship that they built while he was in captivity. So Negan goes over. I kind of felt bad for him. He finally kind of just gives in. It's just like, hey, just watch over Jenny for me, or whatever. So, here this guy is trying to do something noble, and taking care of others, at least finally, after all these years. And, but I read in another review, they were kind of talking about, what does Negan really want? Does he want to help Maggie? Does he want to, go back to power and rule people again? What is his true, or does he want to like just watch over people who he's wronged? The kids and people he's wronged or whatever. What is his true objective? It never really says. But I digress. We get back to it, and Negan gets ported over ambulance style all the way to see the Dama. Okay, this female lady who's of the theatrics of some sort, or loves the theatrics, and basically she wants Negan because she thinks that he is a great kind of actor and portrayer of true authority, and she wants him to basically kind of be a ruler over this new world that they want to build by first taking over Manhattan, and then, hell, maybe even the country if they move, far enough. Who knows these things? But wasn't it interesting, though, when the Croat was introducing them, and she, like, immediately shut the Croat down, and so it was like, I think we're good. We're gonna discuss some things now, and the crowd was he was so excited to get Negan there finally, and then just to get shut down, whatever. He looked like a, poor little kid who just lost his toy or his ice cream fell off or whatever, and just kind of walked off. So you wonder what that's going to bring in season 2. Is there going to be some animosity? I definitely think so. I would be surprised if he even tries to kill the Dama, but either way. So the Dama and Negan have some dialogue, kind of talk going back and forth, but I think what the big pieces were, basically she wants him to come, I guess, work for her, but basically lead for her, and he'll get all his power. She's like handing him the keys to the city, but she doesn't really know if Negan's really got the, let's just say, balls to really take on the task once again. And then she finally holds a little, piece over his head. So she gives him a box, and, we're over here like, what's in the box? What's in the box? And it's a toe. Now, I gotta be honest, at first, I didn't know what the hell that thing was. And then Negan says, what the hell is this? So at least I felt like we were both on the same page. But it was a toe, and furthermore, it was Herschel's toe. And she took it as a piece and basically said, if you decide to get out of line or go against our little, transaction here or whatever, and do what you need to do, she'll go back for more. And so now that keeps Negan on a leash, because obviously he feels responsible for what happened to Glenn, obviously, and he doesn't want anything bad to happen to Herschel. So now he's going to be forced to kind of do what he needs to do. And so now, what? I guess Maggie and him are going to have to go back against one another, although they kind of already are, because she betrayed him and turned his ass in. But I guess it was for kind of a noble cause in his eyes, because it was for her son, so maybe he could let that go. Whatever. All we know is, though, he's going to have to do some really bad things probably coming up if he gets back into his old ways. So things I'd be looking out for in season 2 is, does Negan actually commit, and does he go back to his old ways and theatrics and being completely ruthless? We also have another player in the whole mix, and it's this new Babylon city. So Pearlie ends up going back, right? And he talks to some people. He gives a BS story. So I guess he decided that Negan was noble in what he did, and he kind of buys into it. So he gives a crap story about how he had to shoot Negan, yada, yada, yada. But for some reason, these higher-ups over from New Babylon aren't quite buying it, I guess. And so they question him more, and then they hold his kids kind of like as ransom in a way, basically saying, tell your story again, because we're not buying it. We want to know about the methane and some other things. So clearly, they knew about things going on in Manhattan, and I do believe they sent Pearlie to get Negan, but I think while he was over there, they know that he probably saw more and knows more, and they want to know what that information is because they want to take it over. So New Babylon seems like they could be formidable if they have more of these ranger people. Maybe they have a small army for all I know. We could see a decent battle go down between the Baratzi, which is the Croats, and the Dama's whatever little ragtag crew, versus a little bit more posse style set of rangers from New Babylon. So we'll have to see where this all goes. I know it's kind of stammering there for a minute because there's just a lot going on in this episode. It's like I said, a lot of drama. Oh, and let's not forget the last big thing there. At the very end, Maggie apologizes to Herschel and says, you're right, I do need to let this go. It's something that is just been holding over my head for years and yada yada, and so I'm going to make this right and I'm going to finish it. So what the hell does that mean? See, again, this episode, it just brings nothing but questions, really, not really making any sense really fully to where we're all going. At least how we're going to get there. And I guess that's to build the drama, right? So will Maggie kill him? Will she be able to forgive him? I don't know. It almost seems like too safe a bet to just forgive him and just move on. It almost feels like she needs to try and kill him and then one of them die. I think that would be a really great ending in my opinion. And let's that be the talking point. If you have made it this far into the video, talk to me down in the comments. How would you like to see the story between Maggie and Negan end? Would you like to see Maggie try to kill Negan and she dies, or vice versa? She tries to kill him and you know, whatever. One of them dies. Let me know what you think. I'll put my comment down there too. I got to think on it for a minute because I'm not really sure. I could go either way. I can tell you this though. I've never been a true fan of Maggie, as my devout followers. Very few of you, but thank you for coming up to watch. You know I don't like her very much. So it's just her style. When she went against Rick, that put a real sour taste in my mouth. I'm still not over that one. So that was a long time ago in TWD. But Negan, I feel at least he has a character arc and he's at least trying to come back, you know, but she just will not let it happen. She will not let it happen. So anyways, let me know what you guys thought about tonight's episode. I think overall, to give it a score, I thought it was some decent things going on. I'd probably give it around a 7.5. But overall, the show in general, I'm between about an 8 and an 8.5. It was a solid season. I mean, I love the landscapes. The dead looked great. They're all throughout the city. It always felt like I wouldn't call it like super big masses, but masses enough. And I think they did a very good job with the special effects and making us think that the city was overrun and tore down, the zip lines and all that other crazy stuff. Some poor things and choices they did. They killed off, I think, too many people. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to see death in a zombie show. It has to happen. But you literally killed off like every single, if you want to say good person, that they met from the start of the show until we hit to basically the end of episode 5. Tommaso, Amaya, crazy Greek old lady. I mean, just all these characters that could have been interesting. Luther, you know, some formidable looking characters, and all donezo. Now we're just down to the evil ones, and obviously they have a vision for the show, and these people weren't going to be a part of that. So I guess they felt there's a means to an end. But I just thought I was expecting a little bit more out of that. Also, a little bit of the choreography, some issues. Her fighting the king zombie, as they called it. I call it the thing zombie because it just totally screams 1982. John Carpenter's The Thing. If you've never seen the movie, by the way, check it out. Amazing movie. But the fact that she fought that thing, the way it fell on her, the sheer weight of that thing. I mean, I'm a big guy, whatever, and I'm not saying I'm Mr. Hercules, but it would have taken a lot of force to keep that thing off of you and stab it in the head, you know, several times. What was there, like 4 or 5 zombies? It's just things like that. I'm just like, the choreography is so important. Like, make me believe she's in true trouble, even though I know she's a main character and you're not going to kill her off. Make me feel like her life is truly on the line here, because you're going to have to do that. And when you have these characters like Negan and Maggie, and even maybe the Crow, at least if it's going to have a season 2, you know they're going to be back. So at least make me believe that they're in some serious ass trouble, or promote some other characters and get them in some serious trouble. You know, maybe it would have been cool if that King Zombie thing would have fought 2 or 3 people at the same time, and maybe it would have bitten one or killed off a couple. It could have been really, really cool, I think. But they went the way they went, and like I said, the character interactions were pretty good overall throughout this season, but I don't want to keep rambling on with it. So anyways, I'm Mike with the Z-Man Show. Let me know what you thought again about the episode. Let's talk about the Maggie and Negan and how you want to see that end out in season 2. I doubt they go season 3, but you never know. Don't forget the Daryl's show is coming up here in about a month or so I will try to come back out here. I'd love to do some reviews for it and maybe build the base of you guys watching a little bit more. That'd be great too. And then in 2024 we'll have Rick and Michonne's show, which they said the name but I've already forgotten it, but it looks like it could be great. I love Rick, so I got to see more of that. I'm really excited about that one too. So take care everybody, and I will catch you at the next review. See you guys.